as we get ready to start the playoffs, what is the greatest unlikely NBA playoff run that we've ever seen? I'm going to rattle off a few of these, and you may have some more to add to it. But as I was thinking about this question in my own mind, as far as unlikely, out of nowhere, lightning in a bottle type runs, one of those is the Cavs in 2016. Now, I believe, of course, that was LeBron's first season back with Cleveland. I didn't go back to look. They may have been. I believe they were the top seed in the East, which may kind of take some of the luster off this. But there was no one giving them a shot to beat Golden State in the finals.
No.
I mean, LeBron and Matthew Dellavedova willed them to that.
Yeah,
that's where I believe LeBron, even though he had those titles with the Heat under his belt, I believe that's where LeBron stamped his place in history in the NBA, was that season in Cleveland.
Well, and let's be honest, a guy named Kyrie Irving did play a role.
He did.
Yeah, in fact, had the game-winning shot. But yeah, that was one of the more improbable. It wasn't improbable that Cleveland got to the finals because the East was terrible. You knew Cleveland was going to make it. But beating that Golden State team, man, that was one of the best accomplishments ever in the NBA.
Yeah, that may have been the most exciting series I've watched in the NBA in the past 15 years.
I believe it.
For me personally, I mean, I was riveted to that, and I really had no stake in the game at the time. But that was a great series. And as much as I guess poo-poo LeBron, and I know you're on the exact opposite of that. Not that I don't think he's a great player and a historic player and a Hall of Fame player. He's changed the game. I mean, I give him that. But man, that season, watching that series made me shake my head and say, you know what? The kid's got something. I mean, he's worth everything that they say. And so that was one that came to mind. I thought the Raptors in 2019 kind of came from out of nowhere. Didn't see that one coming with Kawhi Leonard leading them. And I don't think they've even sniffed it since, but it was one of those, again, lightning in a bottle type experiences.
Yep.
They got at the right time and found their magic. I thought about last year with the Pacers. Didn't see that one coming. I thought that was pretty unlikely, and literally got to the game 7 against the best team in basketball. But then my number one goes back, and shocking this is going to be, but 2011 Dallas. Not so much that the Mavs were talented. They had an all NBA player in Dirk, of course, and a Hall of Famer. Talk about changing the game. We don't talk enough about Dirk, the way he changed the game, at least for big men, right?
Right.
But, with Sean Marion and Tyson Chandler and Jason Kidd and Jason Terry, even with all of that, of course, they get to the finals and they are playing really the first super team in the NBA. The Heat pretty much put that together. And no one gave the Mavs a shot at winning that series, especially after game 1 when they just got ran out of the building and almost got ran out of the building in game 2. And, of course, we all know Dirk led that comeback. And anyway, the Mavs go off and win that one. But just the fact that they were facing, a LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh kind of triumvirate there that everybody had just crowned the summer before when LeBron made the decision. I thought, to me, at least in my life and personally, it may be a little bit of bias, but I think that's been the greatest unlikely NBA playoff championship run I've ever seen. You may have some more off the top of your head, but those are the 4 that came to my mind.
Well, I'll give you a couple just based on the seeding of it all. 1999, which was a strike shortened season, so this one's a kind of a little bit of a blip, but New York Knicks made it to the finals as the 8th seed. It was incredible, beating Miami the 1 in the first round, and then just sort of it just kept rolling before they ran into the Spurs, and that was the Spurs' first championship. So that is one. Also, the break that Jordan took, the 2-year break there, I'm not really going to call it retirement. I don't think he ever planned to retire. But you know, the Rockets and the Knicks fill in the void. Patrick Ewing finally makes a finals, and it's Ewing against Olajuwon, and Olajuwon wins it. A lot of people don't know. They know that Houston won it the next year as well against Shaq and the Orlando Magic. What I don't think they know for sure, or may not remember, the Rockets were the 6th seed in the West that year. And of course, no one was shocked. They had some injuries. The regular season didn't quite go the way they thought, but they made that run to another championship. But I have to agree with you, actually, because you're right. They have an all NBA guy. Dirk was on the back end of things in 2011, as was Jason Kidd, as was Jason Terry, as was Sean Marion. They were a bunch of guys that it was like, hey, these are all really good guys, good dudes, and they've never won a title, and it would be really cool if they could win one. And then they tear through Kobe and the Lakers. They tear through KD and Westbrook and Harden and the Thunder, who still hadn't quite arrived yet, obviously. And then they beat, and of course, they caught the Heat at the right time, the first year of that triumvirate, the big three, where they're still trying to piece it all together. But yeah, just a fascinating run by then. One of the more enjoyable things. It felt like all that was wrong with the 06 title was just the failure in 06. You rarely get to see that kind of, here's your opportunity at redemption, and they did it. That was one of my favorite, even though I've seen a couple Celtics titles in my lifetime. That was maybe one of my favorites to watch, just to see the Mavs just kind of, you know, exercise all those demons and get that championship. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great. And some buddies of mine, I mean, we look at it, and that's the first time it really meant something to me where, you know, flags fly forever, man. It doesn't matter. We had tried for so long and had so much heartbreak with the Mavs going into that series, and to come away finally and be the last one standing. If we never win another one, they can never take that one away.
Yeah.